That's awesome. How do you feel about GMO?
I hate them.
Right on, Brother Moses. My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Today, 432 cities, 52 countries participated in the March Against GMOs, yet the establishment media, establishment politicians were nowhere to be seen. We all know Prop 37 California failed, where California wanted labeling of their food GMO, and it failed miserably because of a massive effort by these corporations to dominate the political landscape. But it isn't just Prop 37. One case after another. New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont. In fact, 4 days ago in Maine, the legislature there was trying to vote a labeling bill in so the people would understand in Maine what they're putting into their mouths, and it was defeated in a large part to the effort of the baby formula lobby. It's time we realize that this isn't just an issue about food. This is an issue about control and domination. They control it from the ground to the plate. They control the people of this country. Please enjoy these interviews of our GMO march here in Bozeman, Montana.
Justice today. I'm really excited about it. It's going to help me a whole lot with the upcoming lawsuits, etc.
Yeah. He's amazing. GMO! GMO has got to go!
I'm joined by Shon Wedde. He is the primary financial backer of this GMO-free march today in Bozeman, Montana. Shon, thank you very much. I appreciate your effort, and I appreciate you spending your money in order to put this on. I just interviewed one of the spokesmen you had, Jeremiah, and I was extremely pleased and surprised with the turnout you guys had today. Any estimates on the numbers?
So last estimate I saw is we had 200 roughly at the rally and almost 300 here at the courthouse.
That's excellent. And you know what? I was out in 2008 with a lot of the Tea Party talking about the bailouts and that kind of thing, and we never had the kind of response that we had with GMO today. So I was very impressed. To protect the domination of corporate special interests in the business of food, doesn't it?
It does, yes, very much so. It's a real challenge we all face where a lot of what's happened in the industrial food production system over the past 20-25 years has actually gone underground relative to me, the consumer. And that has been a big part of it for me. So I just want to know what's on the ingredient list so that I can do the best thing for myself.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's countries around the world, most of the Western world does have labeling of genetically modified on their product, and certainly it's an uphill battle here. Tell me a little bit, because I wanted to talk to you because you spent a lot of money to put this on, and you don't have to give me dollar amounts or anything, but it's not a cheap proposition to put on something like this, is it?
No, not inexpensive. The one thing I will say though, with the tools that are available today, things like Facebook and the internet, that reduces the cost dramatically. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think it helps level the playing field where citizens, concerned parties can actually get a message out or their voice out. It's rather inexpensive to do, right? So you're not looking at huge amounts of money for advertising or putting things in newspapers. So I think that helped a lot. To your point earlier, a lot of people know about GMOs at some level, and I think we're at maybe a milestone where now that people see information by citizens who are taking action, that it actually does grab their attention. And they're starting. So I think all of those things combined help reduce the cost, actually.
Yeah. Word of mouth, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, internet. The other thing we're finding is with social media on a mobile device, we had a lot of people in the crowd actually texting other people, and the crowd just continued to grow.
Yeah.
Right? The next thing that we did is we reached out. So there's 10 people on the committee. I told them that my primary focus was on the message. I didn't want the financials to be a barrier. Mm-hmm. A lot of the people on the committee have concerns about their food, just like everyone else, and are barely making it by week to week, financially. So I did not want financials to overwhelm the goal of getting the message out, regardless of what classification of financial wealth.
It's a good point. But every event needs somebody that can step up, and I appreciate you doing that in this instance, because you're right. Economically, a lot of people can't do it. I mean, we're certainly not out of the woods economically in this country. So, which is a double-edged sword, because even everybody deserves a healthy food, right? In my opinion. And you almost have to be in that middle class to upper middle class to truly eat GMO free. It's a lot cheaper to eat McDonald's than it is to eat GMO free, and that's got to change. And there goes an ambulance. Somebody ate GMO. It is a great point that you didn't want anybody to have a financial barrier in order to participate in this. And you're right, social media is absolutely a godsend for activism. And it's actually making activism even a little less difficult as far as the persona, because it is in the mainstream. If you're an average person plugged into the pop culture, you're kind of a weirdo if you go out and be an activist. And that stigma is going away. And I personally noticed that over the last several years. And more people are just saying the heck with it. They need to do something, because there's certainly no initiative on the part of either party, left or right, or red or blue, to look at the benefit, look toward the benefit of the people. One thing I wanted to ask you about is the price to be GMO free. It's almost a crime, in my opinion, that you have to have some sort of means above a minimum wage job if you want to eat well, and that cannot be a benefit to this nation. It's got to be a detriment where we can make it cheap to eat garbage, but expensive to have good nutrition.
Right, exactly. I would agree 100%. So the challenge I see is that the subsidies that we have today in the system are going to the wrong food, and I don't want to misclassify anyone here, but there are a number of people at any point in their life that may be in a position where they don't have enough money for food. Mm-hmm. And the combination of a lack of education and the subsidies that go to the bad food are only going to hurt us down the road when you have the cost of health care.
That's right.
If you look at it today, over $8,000 per American for health care each year. That is crazy. It's 6% of the average person's income going to food today. I would argue that it's actually not that expensive to go from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 and actually be able to eat really good food.
Yeah.
I think in places like Bozeman, we're lucky. I met a farmer today who actually said he grew 1,000 pounds of GMO-free potatoes. He sold a number of them, and at the end of the year, he just opened it up and let people take it for free. So we're fortunate in that we have a community here where it is a well-known item, and it actually isn't as expensive as you might think. Now, if you're living in, say, inner city Detroit, that could be more of a challenge.
Absolutely.
Now, I think what we need to do, and one of the speakers actually touched on this during the event today, is we need to take the communities that we have and look at what we can do with community gardens. Look at what we can do with property that's currently covered in Kentucky bluegrass and being sprayed with Roundup. Why can't we convert that to some kind of edible landscape?
Absolutely, that's an excellent idea.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you look at it that way, even if that landscape was managed in the same way without the chemicals, at the end of a season, why can't the general public come and pick the raspberries, pick the strawberries, or whatever it is in its season?
Excellent solution. And you're right. These manicured lawns we see, that serve no purpose whatsoever, other than maintenance work. That is a solution that really has to be looked at. I greatly appreciate, Shon, your time to sit down with me, and especially your financial outlay. Even though I know you want to minimize that, but it came out of your pocket, so I appreciate you putting this on, and I congratulate you on the turnout. I was very, very impressed with it. So I look forward to the next event that you're involved with.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You betcha. Do you have anything cite or go ahead and give the Facebook and any other information you want to give out, and I'll put it in.
Sure. We are actually monitoring 2 other events that are planned for later this year. Okay. And we need to decide if we're going to participate as Bozeman in one or both of those. Okay. One is in July and one is in October. So we'll probably be posting on Facebook in the next month.
GMO Free Bozeman, is that the Facebook?
Yeah, so there's a GMO Free Facebook site, and there's also the GMO Free Bozeman at Gmail if anyone wants to email us directly.
gmofreebozeman at Gmail, and this video will have all the contact information below, so make sure you check it out and support Shon and the rest of the guys. Shon, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm with Lori with Crazy View Farm, and she is going to offer us a solution to GMO. Lori, thank you very much for taking the time.
You're most welcome.
A great turnout, great bunch of people here looking to get an alternative to GMO, genetically modified organisms. Can you tell me a little bit about what Crazy View Farms is and how you guys are combating the Monsantos of the world? You're actually taking action. A lot of people march, a lot of people complain, but you and your group are actually doing something. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, we have a really small organic vegetable farm out in Wilsall, Montana. It's in the Shields Valley. A very traditional ranching community, and we're trying our best there to grow. We do grow completely chemical free. We use a bunch of volunteers through a program called WOOF. So I have with me here today at this rally 6 young people that have volunteered to stay at our farm all
And keep in
summer.
mind, this is Bozeman, Montana, population of 50,000, so
yeah,
that's great.
so they come actually from all over the country, and some people come internationally to stay with us for the summer, and they believe so strongly in this growth of small, completely organic farms, and they work their butts off.
Yeah, and it is really important. It is the solutions that we need to talk about now, because more and more people are waking up to the fact that we don't know what's in our food. So I want to commend you for your effort and showing up here today, and I wish you the best and success. Give us a website or something.
We're just Crazy View Farm, and we only have a Facebook page. We don't have a web page, so it's Crazy View Farm at Facebook.
On Facebook. I greatly appreciate your time.
Marianne Vandenelzen. I started Market Day Foods, and we're an online retail food distribution company as well as a wholesale distribution company, and we're based in the surrounding 2-hour radius of Bozeman.
Excellent. And the reason I wanted to interview, and I was so excited to interview after talking to you for 5 minutes, is because we at least this crowd, especially on the topic of genetically modified organisms, because 2 years ago most people didn't even understand what this is about. So there's an awareness, without a doubt, that's starting to blossom across this country. One issue that we typically have at Wide Awake News is seeing people that are more than willing to complain, but and more willing to march, but they just don't have, they're not given the right solutions. And I think you've done that. Listening to your business model, listening to what you do, you've actually taken the next step, which is creating a job for yourself, and at the same time you're providing food to people that is not going to, we don't know what GMOs do to people, so you're doing something that's beneficial not only to yourself economically, because it is important to be able to make a living, you're also helping people, and I appreciate what you're doing. Most of the Western world has to label GMO food. We do not. Do you see the big dollar influence of corporate America allowing this to happen, or is it going to take people literally marching in the streets or setting up their own economies like you have to make this change?
I think it's kind of all of the above. People have to be motivated. They have to keep demanding it. They have to ask for it. They have to vote, right? And they have to be aware, too. They can't just be listening to other people telling them what to do. They have to, take the initiative to read and be informed of what's all going on out there. But I think the other part of it that is really big is just offering other opportunities for people. So for local growers and people who are producing food, value-added products, salsas or whatever it might be, that they're choosing to say non-GMO on it. So people are aware. That's another way to look at it. Like, if they're not going to label it GMO, where we can say it's
non-GMO. I like that.
And so then you start approaching it that way, and people start to look for that. And
let me ask you this: as far as your supply chain goes, is like for your seeds and the things that you get, are you seeing any disruption? Are you seeing any difficult inability to access the non-GMO type seeds?
Well, some vegetable seeds are definitely. It's hard to find certified organic.
I know corn's really difficult.
You can usually find something that's not GMO. It's some sort of heritage, but the demand is so big that it's short in supply.
Yeah.
So that's
And
the challenge.
that's one of the negative economic aspects of GMO. They're so heavily subsidized, and they're so powerful that I mean it's hard to even access in a lot of cases the right kind of materials to do what you're doing. So I need to commend you, and I also want you to give maybe a website or an email or something if you want people to contact you about your product.
Sure, you can go to marketdayfoods.com, and that sort of lists all our products and what we do. There's a little about us type thing, and all our contact information.
Marketdayfoods.com.
Marketdayfoods.com.
I greatly appreciate your time. Let me pick in your brain a little bit, and thanks for coming out and doing this.
All right, thank you.